Hi, my name is Aluoneswi Caroline Mashau. I'm a PhD student from University of Witwatersrand, South Africa. My talk is Plant Height, Lifespan Predict Range Size in South African Grasses. The aim of my study is to determine how the range size of South African grasses species relate to evolutionary history, invasive potential, lifespan, and plant height. Introduction. Range size is a size measure of geographical area where a species occurs. Important factors controlling range sizes are habitat suitability and dispersal potential. Species with large range size are general ones that can disperse over the long distance and that can succeed in a wide range of habitats that they disperse into. Potential drivers of range size in grasses. Plant height has been identified as a key driver of dispersal, range size, and speciation. Lifespan is also important. Annual plants often produce more and small seeds, which could increase dispersal opportunities. Other factors affecting range size according to literature are latitude, habitat suitability, and dispersal mode. Grass types have different floral structure, so possibly also different range sizes. We also tested whether the native species have become invasive when introduced to other continents. Our study area is sub-Saharan Africa, and then we assess 757 grass species that are found in Southern Africa in 5 countries, which are bolded in black. And then you can see that it's Namibia, Botswana, Swaziland, Lesotho, and South Africa. But the study was covering the whole of sub-Saharan Africa, including Madagascar. Materials. Identification Guide to South African Grasses by Fish et al. 2015 and board data were used to determine and confirm the species to be used and their traits. GBIF was used to extract the geo-referenced data for all the native grass species. The coordinates cleaner package was used to clean the occurrence from GBIF. Checklist of Southern African native species in Fish et al. 2015 was used to select the relevant branches from the grass phylogeny tree by Springs et al. 2014 and match them. The invasion category of grass species such as introduced, naturalized, and invasive data were also extracted from Visser et al. 2016. Methods. The methods used to calculate range size is alpha-HEL. So we estimate the range size using the EOO computing function in development version of the cont package. We recommend the selection of alpha equals to 200 km with 10 km buffer for our analysis. The tribe level range size distribution are indicated by the stack color bands. If you can see here in this histogram, the colors are showing the tribes. Data analysis. The phylogenetic generalized least square models were fitted to test whether 350 species range size were influenced by plant height and lifespan. Linear mixed effect models were fitted to test the same relationship for the full dataset with different grass type intercepts fitted as a random effects. General linear mixed effect model were fitted to test whether the native range size, plant height, lifespan predict whether the species has become invasive or not when introduced to other continents. Again, the linear mixed effect models of 757 species was fitted to test for differences in range size among each of the 4 invasion categories. Results. Taller grass have large range size. It was our hypothesis. So in this graph, in these results, we found that perennial grasses has significantly smaller range size than annual grasses. If you can see here in this plot, the dotted line represent annual-biannual grasses and the solid line represent perennial grasses. Another result, we found that the solid line represent the significant effect of plant height and the dashed lines represent non-significant effect of plant height. And then the red line and the shade represent annual-biannual species. The blue line represents the perennial species. The black line with gray represent all lifespans categories. And then in these results, we found that most of C4 grasses have positive significant relationship with plant height, such as Andropogony, Aristide, Erogrostidae, Poaceae, there's Poaceae, and then most of C3 grasses, such as Danthony and Ihatese, shows that there's no significant relationship with plant height. The probability of South African grasses becoming invasive following introduction to other continents as a function of their native range size in sub-Saharan Africa was assessed, and then we found that invasiveness was positively related to range size, and then the perennial grasses had marginally significant lower probability of becoming invasive than annual-biannual grasses. Box plot showing variation in native range size among 4 invasion categories for 757 South African grass species. Species that had not been introduced to other continents had significantly smaller range size than all other categories. As you can see here in this plot, we find that the species that are not introduced have the smaller range size, but the others, the native range size increased steadily in the categories, although the differences in range size between introduced naturalized species was not significant. Discussion. There are several reasons why within the grass family, annual-biannual grasses might be expected to have large range sizes. It's because annual-biannual grasses species produce more seeds than perennial grasses, which increase dispersal opportunity and gene flow. The simplest explanation for the lack of response of the Danthony and then Ihatese to plant height is that these tribes are geographical constrained. No matter how good tall C3 grasses are at dispersing, if the appropriate environment are not available, the range size will inevitably be constrained. Invasive grasses have large range sizes than introduced species, and annual-biannual grasses had significantly higher probability of becoming invasive than perennial grasses. Conclusion. Our analysis suggests that grass has been and continue to be an important driver of grass biogeography, which has implications for understanding the rapid spread of certain grass clades over the Miocene. Measuring rain size helps to understand the evolutionary origins and ecological characteristics of species, and is important for assessing the extinction risk. Furthermore, there is also a need to understand how floral traits and dispersal mode relates to range size in grasses, which require further research. I would like to thank the Newton Advanced Fellowship for Funds, South African National Biodiversity Institute, Wits University, Q Herbarium for their support, and then I would like to thank you all for listening to my talk. Thank you.